Hi, this is Sean Morr, and you're watching RideBMX. Last week we taught you how to do double peg regular 180s, and this week we're transitioning into double peg hard 180s. So with double peg hard 180s, you're still going to want to be comfortable doing double pegs on the rail. You're going to want to find a rail that's a decent, comfortable height to do the trick on. You want to be going a decent speed, a little bit faster. And one of the main reasons for that is that when you're coming off the rail at the end, you want to give your bike time to actually clear the rail. And when you're going too slow, a lot of times you'll see people bump into the rail. If you ever have problems bumping into the rail or your back tire hitting it on the way out, it's because your bike doesn't have time to actually clear the rail itself when you're doing the trick. If you just go a little bit faster, it'll help your bike clear the rail. When I first learned the trick, I actually had that same problem with my back tire hitting the rail and with people hard 180s too. And I just learned both tricks hop over at the end, and then I transitioned into learning them the regular way, so it kind of helped for both setups. When you're pulling off the end of the rail to do the trick, you almost want to be looping out a little bit or get that feeling a little bit, because it's going to be a lot easier to just pop the spin. When the bike is closer to your chest, the 180 is going to move a lot faster, and it's going to be a lot easier to just turn around. When I do it on lower rails, I feel like that always helps a lot to pull your bike up towards you when you're really leveled and try to make it feel like a quick poppy 180. Even if you're practicing on the flat ground, you can just be riding in a straight line and do a 180 and just pull it up to your chest really quick and get that feeling of like the quickness, and you'll notice how much quicker your bike spins around when you pull it closer to you. If you have an up rail to try the trick on, it's almost a little bit easier to do the trick coming out of an up rail, because it's like you're coming out of a kicker, and it's essentially just like you're doing a 180 out of a kicker. That's the feeling you can get your body into. The height of the rail doesn't really matter to learn the trick. A medium-sized rail is always going to be a little easier. You're going to give yourself more time to do the hard 180. And once you learn it on that, you can transition to whatever. I like to do the trick on low rails, high rails, whatever setup is suitable for the trick. So you can do it up rails, down rails, on flat rails, ledges, anything. Hopefully the tips I gave you today helped you a little bit in learning the trick, and thanks for checking this out on RideBMX.com. One of the main reasons it's best to be centered over the rail, if not even a little bit more over to the inside of the rail, is that when you go to swing the 180 off, a lot of the motion in the 180 comes from your hips because you're like settled down on the rail. And when you're over the top, it's way easier to get a nice swing out of the rail, unlike when you're leaning.